Okay, welcome back to another Assetto Corsa setup video. Again, we're going to be looking at another PC setup, but this time I've managed to get myself some editing software so we can go through the setup a little bit more in detail and put some commentary over it and give you some other advice as we go through the setup and the lap. So obviously we're going to start our lap trying to get a nice clean exit from the final corner, and we're going to work our way into the first braking zone where we're going to look at exactly the same as the PS4 version, braking just before or on the 100-yard board on the left, going down into second gear. And then this time we're going to try and take a little bit of a wider line and not try and take as tight a line as we do on the PS4 version. Getting on the power a little bit earlier then and maintaining better speed down through a rouge. No lifting when we get to a rouge as well on this version. Setup is very similar to PS4 version. It just needed a few changes to get the feel of the car where I wanted it to be. We've managed to get it pretty much identical, as you will see from the lap time at the end when we go to over the line and we see what lap time we achieved. Okay, so we're going to come into the next braking zone where we're going to be looking out for the curb on the left, where we're going to brake just before we see that curb, just there as we go down into third gear, blipping the throttle on the downshift just to keep the car nice and steady through these corners, skimming the apex of the curb, not too much curb though, you will spin the car. Again on that right hander there, you need to be careful not to get on the curb on the right or you will lose the back end. Going down into the braking zone, again looking out for that curb on the left, going down into second gear, and then just holding the revs and then getting on the power as early as we feel safest to do. Getting into fourth gear and then back down to third gear, chucking it into that corner earlier than you think you would, just so you hit the line that you need. Getting on the power into fifth gear, then just going downshifting into fourth gear, nicely blipping the throttle into fourth gear there, holding a nice line, getting on the power as early as we can coming out this corner, and then holding the line as we come out the exit of that corner there. Okay, so now we're going to downshift back down into third gear, again on the curb on the left there, using that as a braking marker, holding, and we do run a little bit wide there, maybe lost a tenth or so, getting on the power as early as we can, running out, using some curb, back down to third gear, chucking it into this corner, just be patient on the throttle, don't put the power down too early or you'll run off into the gravel on the left. We slightly missed the apex there, we didn't get on the power at the right point and we lost another tenth or two. So again on this lap, similar to the PS4 version, we made a similar mistake on that corner. Maybe we need to look at the setup or something, but I have done it plenty of times fine. It was just putting it all together on one lap was a little bit of an issue. And going through this corner flat out in sixth gear, looking again for the braking zone where we're going to brake past the board on the left, that white board there on the left there, we're going to brake in between that and the second board, and then down into first gear, getting on the power as early as we can, running 12 on the traction control as we come through this corner now, and flat out over the line for a 2 minutes 17.8. One little point I will say, similar to the PS4 version, we were running 12 on the traction control going through the last corner and first corner, then taking it off through a rouge and then back on through the middle sector. Just keeps the car a little bit more steady through the last parts of the corner, the last sectors. Looking at the setup, I think the main changes we made with the whole setup were pretty much some changes within the gears, because the gears didn't match. You'll see as I go with the mouse, I'm underlining the changes that we made. Within the tyre pressures, I think we altered some of the tyre pressures down very slightly also, just because on the PS4 version you could seem to need to run a little bit higher tyre pressures. Suspension wise, when we get to it, we did some changes. Aero, I think we were still very similar to the PS4. 06, I think PS4 we ran 05, but on the PC I found 06 seemed to be a bit better. Going through to the cambers as well, we ran cambers slightly different on the PC version, lower on the front than what we did on the PS4, and we also lowered some of the other settings within the suspension and the not the differential, we did actually, we altered the differential slightly on the deceleration to give us more stability on the braking. We also changed some settings on the dampers and the bump stop, etc. So make sure you take down these setup changes, because I have a feeling that I might be able to implement these into the PS4 version as well. I think they might help out on that version as well. It'd be interesting to see how it compares when I do the changes that I've done on this to the PS4, how it reacts. But anyway guys, test the setup out, let me know what you think. It should get you into the 2 minutes 17. I think the potential of this is a very late 2 minutes 16 on the PC. On the PS4 it felt very similar. I felt like I could get into the 16s just about, but it was just hitting that perfect lap together. It's not the easiest track to do it because it's such a long track and there's some tricky corners on the lap. Anyway guys, I'll leave you with the replay footage again as usual. Make sure you leave a like and a subscribe, and I'll be back with another PS4 setup very soon. My next video will definitely be a PS4 setup. I'm going to try and alternate it quite a lot, mix it up, maybe do the same setup on one video, etc., and put the two laps together. Just let me know what you think of the ideas I'm saying here now, and I'll be back very soon with another setup. Thanks for watching, guys.